What's up, everyone? It's Sean from Our Bronco Life, and today we're going to be installing some new pod lights on our Bronco. Now, these are pod lights from Super-E. These are the Hyper5, which you can buy at LED Factory Mart. So join us today while we install these awesome new product on our Bronco. Now, what's great about the Bronco is there's so many accessory ready points, including here on the pillars. And so you have two bolts that we can use, just depending on which one we want to use, on for our pod light installation. So I'm going to use this one where it says accessory ready, and then mount the pod lights using the pre-existing bolt that comes with the Bronco. And all these bolts actually say Bronco on them as well, so you can use your Bronco toolkit that comes in your glove box to remove these bolts. Now, I've taken off both of these bolts already with some of the tools that are in my Bronco toolkit. First thing I'm going to do is lift up your cowling here, and then I'm going to funnel the wiring of the light through there and under the hood. Now I'm going to wait to put the bracket on separately so there's plenty of room to secure it. Now it's super easy to funnel it down once you lift this cowling up, and then you'll see it right tucked under here where your power will be run. Now I got a washer and a lock washer and the pre-existing Bronco bolt. I'm going to mount the bracket first and then put the pod light onto the bracket before securing the bolts that we took off. Now that I secured that bolt in place, I'm just going to twist the pod light into position and tilt it up and finish tightening the mounting bolt. So what I did was I just loosely placed one bolt on each side so I can have a nice swivel point to have access to securing it. And then we're going to secure it, put the other bolts down, and then move to the other side. So I'm just going to hand tighten these for now, so when I get them in the position I want, the angle, then I'll fully tighten them up. Now moving over to the passenger side, we removed both these bolts. We're going to pop up this cowling, funnel the wiring underneath, put the cowling back in place, and then mount the bracket and replace the bolts and secure the pod light. So funneled it through. You'll have access to get to the cord here. Now once I had the wire ran through, I'm replacing this bolt to secure your hood cowling. The mounting one is a little bit loose and I only have hand tighten one so I can swivel and get under there. And before I finish tightening it, I want to get it in position on the passenger side. Now that I got both sides mounted to our Bronco, now it is time to do the electrical and hook up the wiring. Now here's all the electrical that's provided. Now before I install this and clean it all up, I'm going to test it. So I'm going to attach the negative and positive to the battery, then use the provided switch to test the pod lights. Now with the Bronco I have the auxiliary switches, but because it says multi-use function, I'm going to run the pre-existing aux switches that comes with the pod lights so I can use the multicolor change functions on the pod lights. Alright, quick test here. Looks like we're good. Now we're going to clean up the wires. So I know we got a lot of accessories under our hood, but we connected the negative to the negative portion of our battery, the positive to the positive, and then we have the wires hooked up to the pod lights that we're going to clean up and then run the switch through my firewall down here so I can have access it in the cab. All right, you'll see all these zip ties that we have. We use these for secure points to run the wiring. So I'm just going to clean this up. But I know we got a lot going on under our hood with all of our accessories. You'll see all these loose zip ties. That is kind of our mounting points area. So the wiring, once again, power, we went to negative and positive, and then I was able to run the switch all the way through the firewall down there, and it's a little rubber stopper that you can just run through the firewall, and a lot of access cords, so we have zip tied these and secured them to the side. For now, we'll clean it up a little bit more later, but just so you can see all this access wiring that we have for the pod lights and additional accessories we have. So we'll clean all that up, and then underneath there's your firewall that we ran the on and off switch. So here on our Bronco, since we're not using an auxiliary switch, I was able to funnel the wiring up here, and then I'm going to mount the switch somewhere up here or down here. I haven't decided yet, but it's going to be up here to turn on and off the pod lights. Installation is complete on these awesome new pod lights. You can find them at LED Factory Mart. They are by Super Lee Hyper5s. We will leave the link to the product in the description below, and thanks for checking out our channel, and we'll see you next time.